in India, by and large, there are thousands of temples of Radha and Krishna, and Radha Krishna is worshipped throughout across India, or even thanks to Swami Prabhupada's endeavor of spreading the Hare Krishna movement. Today, all across the globe, people know about this personalities, Krishna and Radharani. Okay, so generally, when we come across, generally the fundamental question any intelligent person would have is, what is the source of everything? Just like we have our family, we assemble together and we stay for some time and they disperse. In this entire cosmos and universe, we are just a small speck, and very few thoughtful, intelligent people will ask, oh, why all these arrangements? In a family, we stay together, we talk to each other, we have a good relationship, we exchange greetings, we love each other, and we treasure each other's love and warmth, and eventually they pass away and they are in the least of our dear and near ones, and eventually the least also is forgotten. So as I said, very few intellectual people and few who has got some brains will ask him question, why all such arrangements? Vedic literatures reveal the answers to these questions, because the creator made this arrangement. He is the source of everything, and the source of everything according to the Vedic literature is Param Satya, absolute truth. And Brahma Samhita clearly clarifies Ishvara Sarva Bhutanam Hrideshu Arjuna Tishtati. And Ishvara, sorry, that is not Brahma Samhita, it is from Bhagavad Gita. Brahma Samhita says Ishvara Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha Anadir Adir Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam. He is the supreme absolute truth, is a person, he is the cause of every cause, and he has no beginning, and he is the beginning of everything. He is a supreme controller, and his name is Krishna, Govinda. And if that supreme absolute truth is a person, we should know what is the nature of the person. Just like we as a person, we also have a nature, and our nature is pleasure seeking. And similarly, the supreme absolute truth personal nature is, he is also pleasure seeking. And one of the important, prominent, focused trait of the absolute truth is irresistibly attractive. He is so attractive. Krishna means all attractive. He attracts anyone. The absolute truth is a person and is called Krishna. What does he do? What are his activities? We person as individuals, we seek pleasure, we are active, we endeavor to get pleasure. So Vedic literature say that we are also reflection of the absolute truth. We are also part and parcel of the absolute truth. Krishna says in the Gita, Mama Ivamsho Jiva Loka Jiva Bhuta Sanatana. We are in qualitatively one with the Lord. Prabhupada gives the example of a gold ring, which is a few grams, and a gold mine, which is a ocean or tons of gold. Or that is the difference. But we have that quality as good as the Lord, because we are anshas of the Lord. As we are anshas of the Lord, we are also seeking pleasure, and the seeking pleasure originally is there in Krishna. Okay, now where does he seek pleasure from? Okay, we seek from external arrangements, external things. How does he seek pleasure from? No, he is the source of everything. He is the source of pleasure also. His pleasure also comes from within. Parasya Shaktir Vivideya Shruvate. His energies give him pleasure. There are predominantly three energies called Sat, Chid and Ananda, which is taken care by Sandhini, which is existing eternal form of the Lord, and Samvid, his all-knowing, knowledgeable form of the Lord, and Ladini, his pleasure potency, his pleasure Shakti, Sandhini Shakti, Samvid Shakti, Ladini Shakti. And we have a relationship with them. So like our family, we have exchanges, like Radha and Krishna, we have a relationship with them. And that's what Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita. This is the essence of Bhagavad Gita. And 10.8, Krishna says, Aham sarvasya prabhava matta sarvam pravatati iti madva bhajante mam bhuda bhava samanvita. This is called the essence of Bhagavad Gita. And Krishna here says, anyone who understands me to the absolute truth and sarvasya prabhava, master of everything, matta, everything comes from me, material and spiritual world comes from me. Iti matva, one who understands this, bhajate mam, one who is in this understanding, this knowledge, Buddha, who is enlightened, who is knowledgeable, is always in trance, in understanding the relationship with the absolute truth, with the part and parcel of the absolute truth, that is we amshas. So Ladini Shakti is nothing but the pleasure potency of the Lord. And who is that person? Who is that Hladini Shakti, epitome of the Hladini Shakti is Srimati Radharani. Now, who is Srimati Radharani? Srimati Radharani is non-different from the Supreme Absolute Truth. She is as good as Krishna. When Krishna wanted to expand and seek pleasure, he expanded himself into Srimati Radharani. So, Srimati Radharani is none other than the feminine counterpart of Krishna. They are one and the same. They are absolute truth together, but when they wanted to expand, when they wanted to have pleasure, when they wanted to relish the relational exchanges, then they expanded into two. And Radharani is another person. Krishna gets pleasure from Radha. What about us then? So what about, so our position being part and parcel of the Supreme Absolute Truth is meant to participate in the pleasure of the Absolute Truth. It's meant to give pleasure to the Absolute Truth. It's meant to give pleasure to Krishna. So we are being Amsha Eko Bahu Shamaha. We are himself, but in a Amsha forms, small form. Our constitution, our make, our foundation is meant to serve him. We are made like that. Our make is that. Our manufacture is like that. Unless and until we participate in his enjoyment or in their enjoyment, our enjoyment has no existence. Because we are in the material world, forgetting that relationship with them, we are suffering, and most of us die with this ignorance. So how do we get influenced by them? Just by discussing like that, no, we don't get understand the personal relation with them. So we need to have the influence and kripa of that's Hladini potency. And that Hladini potency, when we get influenced by the Radharani Shakti, we get enlightened. So Vedas help us. We can hear how we can get out of this material world, and for getting out of this material world, specifically a mantra is given exclusively meant for this particular age. What is that? The Upanishad mantra says Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So this Krishna is the all attractive personality of Godhead, absolute truth, and Rama is also another name of the absolute truth. Is a supreme enjoyer or supreme pleasure giver. And what is this Hare? So Hare comes from the root word Hara. Hara ka meaning is one who captivates, one who captures. Like lion is also called as Hari. Hari means Harishyate. Jivasya sarva dukkhanam. Hari is called as Jivasya. He encapsulates or captivates or removes the dukkha, sarva dukkha of the living entities. From that word only Hara has come, and Radharani captivates the heart of Krishna, and she is called as Hara. And when you generally talk, Radha means Radhe, Radhe. The same Hara, the energy of the Lord, when you address the energy of the Lord, it's called Hare. Hara becomes Hare, Radha becomes Radhe. And Radhe or Radharani, Srimati Radharani is a great devotee of the Lord, exalted devotee of the Lord. There cannot be any other devotee who's as great, as exalted as Srimati Radharani. Just a brief introduction, just like Krishna's appearance is divyam. Krishna says in the Gita, Janma karma cha me divyam, evam yo veti tattvataha tiktva deham punarjanmaneti mameti sarjuna. Anyone who understands my transcendental birth, which are divyam, upon quitting this body will never take birth again in this material world. So one of the aspects of understanding absolute truth, you should understand the absolute truth with his energies. The energies and the energetic are non-different. It's just like Shakti and Shaktiman are non-different. You can, if Shakti is separated, it is connected with the Shaktiman. Shaktiman has no existence without Shakti, and Shakti has no existence without Shaktiman. Just like Prabhupada gives the example of sunlight. Sun. Sun means you have light and heat together. You cannot separate sun from the heat and light. If sun has no heat and light, the sun itself has no meaning. So sun shine and the heat emanated from the sun is part and parcel of the sun. It is non-different from the sun, and simultaneously they are different also. So that is the beauty of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Achintya Abeda Abeda Tattva. Okay, so just like Krishna appeared in the midnight in Mathura to the great devotees Vasudeva and Devaki, who in the last 3 lifetimes had done a lot of tapasya, and Krishna had given blessings to them that in 3 lifetimes he'll appear as their son, and the 3rd life was as Krishna to Devaki and Vasudeva. And similarly Radharani also, Vrishabhanu and Kirtida. Who were Vrishabhanu and Kirtida? In many yugas ago, Vrishabhanu and Kirtida were Suchendra and Kalavati. So these two personalities, they did a lot of tapasya, and they approached the absolute truth, and they prayed, I want the consort of yours as my daughter. To fulfill that desire, the absolute truth, Krishna himself bestowed through Brahma, not absolute truth, Brahma they approached, and Brahma, being a pure devotee of the Lord, being a great devotee of the Lord, blessed the couple to have Srimati Radharani herself, the personal consort of the Supreme Absolute Truth, as their daughter. And 5000 years ago, Srimati Radharani appeared in the life of Kirtida and Vrishabhanu. How did they appear? It's interesting to know how did, just like Lord appear mystically, he appeared outside the womb of Mother Devaki. So he was transformed from the heart of Vasudeva to the womb of Devaki, and then he appeared outside the womb of Devaki with a four-handed Shankachakra Gada form. Similarly, or if not similarly, her appearance, Lord Srimati Radharani's appearance also is unique. She appeared in a beautiful golden lotus with effulgence as good as thousands of suns. When Vrishabhanu had gone to Yamuna for offering the noon oblations, he found this beautiful child in this golden lotus, and he was wonderstruck who this child belongs to. And finally, Brahma appeared there, and he told she is none other than the consort of the Supreme Absolute Truth, because in the previous lifetime you have prayed for her being your daughter. In this lifetime you will be blessed to keep her with you and take care of her and do nice seva to her. So the Vrishabhanu was very happy, and they bought the child, and the whole atmosphere was very jubilant, just like when Krishna appeared in the house of Nanda Maharaj. The whole Vrindavan or whole Gokul, and the entire Vrajamandala was very joyful and blissful because of his appearance. In the same way, the entire Raval, the place where Srimati Radharani appeared, the entire family was very jubilant and happy. But their jubilation and happiness was short-lived, because when they came to know that this small girl is not at all even crying, is not at all even speaking, they were worried she would be dumb, and she is blind because she's not opened her eyes. And eventually Narada Muni appears there. Narada Muni comes to know that Krishna has appeared, and he meets Krishna, and he has a sense that Srimati Radharani also appeared. So Narada Muni visits Vrishabhanu and asks Vrishabhanu that, do you have any son or daughter appeared in your life? Then Sridham is there. Sridham, no, not any other son, because he could sense the appearance of Srimati Radharani. And then finally, when he goes and saw the beautiful form of Srimati Radharani, he was just flabbergasted, and he couldn't move from that position. And Srimati Radharani, with her mystic potency, revealed who she is and what she is. And Narada Muni, was dumbstruck, and tears started flowing from his eyes, and he was just staying there. And the Vrishabhanu couldn't understand what's happening, but eventually he consoled himself. He controlled his ecstasy, and then he told, please invite Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda along with Rohini, so that they can come and see your kid and bless you all. So meanwhile, Vrishabhanu, Kirtida, and Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda were actually friends. They were known to each other, and the party was thrown at, because eventually they wanted to have a party, but they all came to the party and they were all exchanging goods, because any party you see what happens, the parents, they talk to each other, relatives, they talk to each other, that the kids will be left out to play. So this small Krishna, who was just 1 year old, just tweaks down there and somehow escapes from the elderly people and just goes to the cradle where Srimati Radharani was kept. And Krishna just stands up with his bare tender legs and sees the beautiful form of Srimati Radharani. And Srimati Radharani could sense that her eternal consort, Krishna, has appeared in front of her, and she just opens her eyes, and first time she sees Krishna. So what is the learning for us? So just like Srimati Radharani, she was had closed her eyes, her first sight should be, she decided to have Krishna's sight only. Likewise, we should use our eyes to see only the beautiful form of the Lord. We should use our ears to only hear the katha of the Lord. We should use our tongue to glorify the Lord. We should use our nostrils to smell the flowers offered to the Lord, or the fragrance offered to the Lord. We should use our hands to serve the Lord, wash the temple, do the deity worship. So our whole body should be engaged in the service of the Lord. So this is one, and this is how Srimati Radharani appeared. And one of the great devotee of the Lord, Lord Shiva, is called Vaishnava Shambhu, one of the greatest Vaishnavas. He in the Padma Purana speaks to Mother Parvati. क्या बोलती है मदर पार्वती को? शिव जी बोलते हैं मदर पार्वती को आराधनाम सर्वेशा विष्णु आराधनाम परम. Of all kinds of worship, the worship of Vishnu is the topmost worship. Now he further reveals the furthermore details, secrets. Tasmat Parataram Devi, even better than the worship of Vishnu or Krishna, Tadiyanam Samacharam, to worship his pure devotee. Krishna himself says, worshipping of me is not as great as worshipping my pure devotee in connection with me. So, and the greatest devotee of all, greatest devotee of Krishna, absolute truth, is the personality of Srimati Radharani. She is the epitome of devotion to Krishna. And generally, this question used to dawn upon me when I was in the college, when I started associating with the Hare Krishnas. And I could answer all the questions, whatever they ask, and used to be very proud of giving the answers to all those questions. But one question which always made me, made my wicket go down was, yaar, Krishna gopiyon ke saath ras kyun rachate hain? No, Srimati Radharani is not even his wife, and he danced in the midnight with so many unmarried and married gopis. How did he do all these things? And this question always, यार कृष्णा ऐसा क्यों नहीं किया, ऐसा क्यों किया उन्होंने, बाकी सब ठीक था but ये नहीं करना था. But eventually we understand when we go to the Vedic literatures and Prabhupada's translation, and we understand who is Srimati Radharani, who are the gopis, exalted devotees. Gopis and the gopas and the Vrajavasis are not like us, like the mortal beings. They are the entities of the spiritual world. When Krishna appeared in this mortal world, he brought his spiritual world along with him, along with his devotees. So they are not the ordinary living entities of this mortal world. They are Krishna's constant associates, and being the energy, Krishna has full right to enjoy with as energetic. Of course, you know those answers. I don't go further detail. And glories of Rasa Leela or the Rasa Leela ka Divyata have taken a class, and I'll give you the link in the comment section, so that for more details, why did Krishna dance, why did Krishna do all these things, so more detailedly, more than 10-15 reasons I have given. So I would strongly recommend those who are want to know the reasons to refer that. Prabhuji will eventually put that in the comment section. Okay. Then Radharani, such an exalted devotee, because once after Krishna left Vrindavan, Krishna left Gokul, they went to Mathura, and the gopis and the gopas, the Vrajavas were constantly weeping, especially the gopis. Then Krishna sent Akrura to console the gopis, telling them, don't be grief-stricken, Krishna is going to come soon, be happy. But when this news was given to Srimati Radharani, Srimati Radharani rebuked and chastised Akrura. How come, he can come? When he was here, he enjoyed with us, danced with us. When his time came, he went to Mathura and he ditched us. What is this? So you should understand this is the ecstasy feeling of Srimati Radharani for his beloved. And the Akrura started preaching, though Krishna's name and form and entourage and pastimes, they are non-different from Krishna himself. So instead of, if you are missing Krishna, if you are really feeling bad that Krishna is not in front of you, you should do meditation on Krishna. And Radharani further rebuked in angry mode that this meditation etc. is not our cup of milk or cup of coffee, whatever you call it. So he was totally impressed with the kind of devotion that the gopis had for Krishna. And while he was returning back to Mathura on the way, he happened to see a gopi, and the gopi is sitting in Padmasana and closing her eyes, and she is constantly meditating and trying to meditate. And then Bakrura thought, yeah, now the gopi told that they are not interested in meditation. Now this gopi is consciously putting endeavor, working really hard to do meditation. And Akrura happened to talk to that gopi, and while he approached the gopi sensed that somebody is coming, and she opened her eyes, and he said, Hare Krishna, what's happening? What said, kya chahiye aapko? And I said, no, you are doing meditation, but I heard from the gopis you should not do meditation. Meditation is not possible for you, etc., etc. They had the whole conversation. Then this gopi told Akrura, actually, generally people do meditation because बहुत सारे thought process होते हैं, बहुत सारे disturbance होते हैं. To be away from all those tensions and anxiety, people do meditation so that they can focus on one particular thing. So here the gopi was doing meditation for what? To forget Krishna. Her only attention was to how to forget Krishna. This is the gopis. These are the such exalted devotees of the Supreme Lord. So this is a love and attachment for Krishna. Okay, all of us in this material world are enchanted and enlivened and pierced by the arrows of Cupid. But Cupid itself goes mad when he sees the beauty of Krishna. Krishna is so enchantingly beautiful, so attractive, so beautiful, irresistibly, infinitely attractive person, the personality of God, absolute truth. The whole world is charmed by the arrows of the Cupid, but the Cupid himself goes flat when he sees the glimpse. So he's not even Kandarpa Koti Kamaniya Vishesha. So millions of Cupids combined together cannot match the beauty of Krishna. Okay, the whole world is attracted by Cupid, but the Cupid gets attracted by Krishna. That's why he's called Madana Mohana. Okay, so now the whole world gets attracted by Cupid, and Krishna attracts even the Cupid. But who does Krishna get attracted to? He gets attracted to Srimati Radharani. Hence, she is called as Madana Mohana Mohini. The one who attracts or one who enchants even the enchanted. And Krishna says, Vedaham Samatittani. I know everything, but nobody knows me. Nobody knows me. But no, here in front of the devotees, gopis, he fails to uh, establish that your love for me cannot be paid back. Just like Krishna says in the Gita, what does he say? As you sow, so shall I reciprocate. Yetama prapadyante tam satayama bhajameham. According to your degree of surrender, I reciprocate. These two principles Krishna couldn't apply in the case of the devotion of gopis. Krishna said, you be happy with the devotion to me, I cannot pay you back. Krishna got so much indebted to the gopis. The attachment for the gopis is unparalleled. Nobody can imitate the gopis activities. Nobody can take over the position of Srimati Radharani. In another place, just like Krishna showed Akrura how his devotees in Vrindavan are such a great devotees. The same way Krishna also wanted to teach Narada Muni how great are his gopis, his devotees. So Narada Muni goes to Vrindavan, and before he goes to Vrindavan, he goes to traditional aristocratic brahmanas, and so Krishna had told him that you go and tell these brahmanas and the gopis that Krishna has been suffering from headache, and the only solution for the headache is the dust from their lotus feet. Okay, so Narada Muni goes to the brahmanas, and Narada Muni tells the dialogue, and he tells, okay, so Krishna is in acute pain, he has a severe headache, and so he wants this dust from your lotus feet so that he can apply onto his forehead, and then he'll get relief from the headache. So Brahmana said, no way, no way. Pagal ho gaye kya? How can we give the dust of our feet on the Supreme Lord? Are we gone crazy or what? So then we cannot give that. In that way, Brahmana somehow avoids the request of Narada Muni, and Narada Muni next goes to gopis. So when moment Narada Muni informs gopis that Krishna is having headache, they become disturbed. And they ask Narada Muni, kya kar rahe ho? Kya ho raha hai? Kya ho raha hai? Kya ho raha hai? How can we help? Then Narada Muni revealed that if you can get the dust of your lotus feet, and if the dust can be applied on the forehead of Krishna, will relieve Krishna from the headache. The gopis were so happy give the dust of their lotus feet to Krishna. And then to Narada Muni. Narada Muni then asked him, are you not worried that you will suffer in hell? He said, even if you suffer in the hell for millions of lifetimes, eternally, we don't mind. Our only purpose is to give pleasure to Krishna. If Krishna's headache is relieved, we are happy with that. We don't have anything other than this to happen. So in this way, these are the exalted nature of devotees. So on this week of Radhashtami happened, we should pray to Srimati Radharani to enhance our bhakti, to help us advance in devotional service. Krishna Prabhupada, when he talks about Srimati Radharani, especially in the Radhashtami lectures, Prabhupada tells Srimati Radharani, Krishna is your property. Krishna is your property. You tell your Krishna about me. You tell to your Krishna about me. If you tell about me to your Krishna, then Krishna will recognize me, Krishna will appreciate me. That's why Prabhupada says in Vrindavan, they don't chant Hare Krishna, or they don't care much about Krishna. Of course, they care about Krishna, but more importance is given to Srimati Radharani. That's why wherever you go, the devotees say, Jai Shri Radhe, Radhe Radhe, Radhe Radhe. Even the rickshaw people, instead of honking, they'll say Radhe Radhe, Radhe Radhe. Everyone is Radhe. They know the secret. If you have to approach Krishna, Prabhupada tells, if you want to offer flower to Krishna, don't offer directly the flower to Krishna. Give it to Srimati Radharani, let her offer. And Prabhupada goes on to say, if Srimati Radharani recommends, you may be a rascal number one. She'll tell, this devotee, he or she is better than me. Look at the consciousness of Srimati Radharani. He or she is better than me. How can anybody be better than Srimati Radharani in devotional service to Krishna? But she's telling, he or she is better than me. Please accept him or her. And if she recommends us, that we may be rascal number one. So on this auspicious occasion of Srimati Radharani's appearance day, so we should pray to Srimati Radharani and request her to recommend us to Krishna, so that we can advance in Krishna consciousness and progress in Krishna consciousness. And Srimati Radharani will be very happy if you take Krishna's name. And of course, when Krishna's name is chanted, Krishna becomes very happy. But Krishna becomes more happy when you chant his name along with his devotees. That's why you should chant Yashoda Nandana, Nanda Nandana, along with his devotees. If you call, Krishna will be very happy. Just like you don't call what is his name by his name. Husband is not called by his name. It's called just like Tappu ke Papa Sunte Ho, because there's a connection with the Tappu. In the same way, when you call Yashoda Nandana, Krishna has connection with Yashoda. Hence, Krishna becomes very happy when you call along with his devotee's name. So that is the secret of success. That's why the Upanishad mantras, the Vedic mantras has put Hare in the beginning. That's why Radha Krishna, Sita Rama, Lakshmi Narayana. So we should chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra with a lot of awe and reverence. As Prabhupada tells, for chanting should be like a child's cry for the lost mother. Until unless the child gets the mother, he will not stop crying. Like that, unless and until we get the kripa of Radha and Krishna, we should not stop chanting. So at least every day, if one can chant 16 rounds without fail and hear these discourses and attentively be there, and that's it. Nothing else is required. If you have any questions, I will take. Otherwise, I'll stop at this point of time. Okay. One question is there. Rupa Manjari. What are the activities of her? Because Prabhupada says we are Rupanugas. Okay. Rupa Manjari is one of the associate of gopis who render service to the associates of Srimati Radharani. And the Rupa Manjari takes birth as Rupa Goswami. Since we are following the Rupa Goswami's parampara, we are called as Rupanugas. Rupanuga means one who follows Rupa Goswami. Rupa Goswami is the head of or the leader of the 6 Goswamis. So through these 6 Goswamis, we can understand Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. If we can understand Chaitanya Mahaprabhu through these Goswamis, then only we can understand Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu. Then only we can understand Radha and Krishna's Leela. So hence, we have to understand Radha and Krishna through a spiritual master, then to the Goswamis, then to Nityananda Prabhu and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, then we can understand the real understanding or real pastimes of Radha and Krishna. So since we are followers of Rupa Goswami, we are also called as Rupanugas. Okay, that's why those gopis or Srimati Radharani is such an exalted devotee that uh, Krishna himself wanted to take uh, experience of the pleasure which the gopis felt, especially Srimati Radharani felt. That's why Krishna appeared as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. As Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he is Krishna himself, but his consciousness, his mood is of Srimati Radharani. Can you just imagine the Supreme Absolute Truth wants to have the feeling of being a devotee of Krishna? So the devotee of Krishna is more powerful than Krishna because Krishna himself wants to have that feeling of being a devotee of Krishna, especially topmost devotee Srimati Radharani, because Srimati Radharani and the gopis were having much more bliss and happiness than Krishna himself. So Krishna himself thought, I should experience this pleasure and happiness. Hence, he took the birth as he appeared as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to relish this enchanting pastimes of Srimati Radharani through the Radha Krishna Nahi Anya Halladini Shakti. They are one and the same, and they appear as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in one body. And this is how devotees Leela carries on, Krishna's Leela carries on. Any other question? Okay. Okay, with this we'll stop here. Thank you so much.